G'day everyone, I'm Dave, and today we're going to be talking about handheld routers. One of the common problems with handheld routers, of course, and there's a few of them, is dirt getting into the motor, especially if you're dealing with a bit of fine particles, especially if you're doing a lot of MDF. So it's always good every once in a while just to sort of open it up, and depends on the router you have. Some, of course, the base doesn't come off quite as easy as these ones do, but if you're dealing with ones where you can get the base off, and you just remove the base, you can see there's already a fair bit of buildup of fine dust. Simplest thing with that is you can take a vacuum with a brush and try to brush out on there. You can tell you got in the back here, turning, is the motor fins. So you shouldn't really have much dust inside. Simple option is vacuum, obviously, as much as you can right here so we're not blowing it into the motor. And then once we get that done, we can come from the motor side and blow down. And a simple thing to do is either use a can of compressed air, or if you're using a compressor, just use it on low pressure. I usually use maybe 15-20 psi at most, and all I'm doing is just blowing in, and I'm just trying to get all that dirt out. I'm trying to make sure I don't want to be blowing dirt up into the windings, so I'm trying to blow the same direction, of course, the fan would be going, blowing everything down. This one's a little harder, but for the most part, I can usually come inside, put a plastic tube in here, and as I'm blowing, I can just start watching. If I don't see a whole lot of dust coming out, then I'm pretty confident that the fan is doing its job, keeping the motor cool, as well as blowing all the dirt up and out. The only thing really left that's quite common as a problem on these routers is the collet itself. With the collet, there's different kinds. With this particular one, there's actually a slight bushing that's inside. So this one's pretty easy to deal with. It's one of the best ones to kind of deal with a separate bushing. With the bushing, what you want to do is look inside to make sure there's no rust, as well as in there. If there is any kind of rust, best thing to do is actually try to remove that. I like using, you can get these files for torches. They're very small. Of course, you can get whatever diameter you want. For dealing with a bushing, I usually just grab one, the biggest one. Just come inside and just sort of file all the way around. You want to be careful you're not taking off much metal. You really want to just be removing the rust. If it's just dirt, you can also, same idea from any places to deal with torches. You can get these. This whole thing might have cost me $4. So whether you're dealing with this type here, with the bushing that comes out, or you're dealing with basically just a split shaft, which is like in this router. And again, what that is, if you open up the collet nut and we look, we can see there's a little cut right up that whole shaft. So this whole collet doesn't come out, it's not a bushing. You can see this one's a bit on the rusted side. And if it's rusted, of course, you'll get little bumps and you won't be able to get a good grip of your bit. Sometimes you can even just use the bit to clean it out. But again, the best idea is taking those brushes and just going in and out. And when you think feels good, and you put your bit in and it seems to drop in and out nicely, you don't feel any burrs, you're good to go. Otherwise, bring out the small little tiny files, try to take just the rust off, not the metal, and again, put that in and make sure it feels good. So if you found this video helpful and you want to see more tricks, tips, repairs, and teardowns, don't forget to like our page, and thanks for watching.